This kid's fire.
What's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother,
Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream, man. I'm joined by Potsy today. We're going to be discussing City and Arsenal, right? Because we both need a little bit of therapy, right? You know what I'm saying? Neither of us are very good this year. Arsenal fans, some of them are not happy with their performances this year. You know what I mean? Third in the league. There could be 9 points behind Liverpool if Liverpool win the game in hand. It was supposed to be Arsenal's year this year. If City fell off, Arsenal should have been the team to win it. So we're discussing why are Arsenal not up there as much as Liverpool, and we'll discuss City as well, like why City trash. But big up to you guys. Make sure you guys smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Bro, you did win yesterday, so you're into the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, man. I mean, maybe not convincing. I don't know what your thoughts on hat trick, I think, from Jesus as well. But yeah, I mean that's some positive, surely.
Yeah, it was a positive in the second half, mate. The first half was trash. We made so many changes again. And this is the problem with Mikel Arteta, is he doesn't take it seriously as much as some of the fans perhaps want him to. I looked at the lineup. I don't know if you saw it, but we had Raya in goal. We had Partey back at right back, which is just a nonsense, if I'm honest with you. We had Timber at right centre-back, who definitely is a full-back, not a centre-back, but can do a job there. Kivior, who I just don't rate, at left centre-back. Kieran Tierney got the nod, actually had a good game at left-back. Come off injured again, and he's been announced.
No, he didn't get.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it wasn't like a bad one. It weren't like a bad one, but he came off felt saying he just went down.
No way.
He's leaving in January, so he just come off because he knows he don't want an injury like this long term. But he played really well. Jorginho in the middle, Marino and Waneri, and then a front three. Listen to this, man. This is the front three we put out there: Sterling, Jesus, and Trossard.
How did Sterling play? I seen him miss an open net.
Yeah, he missed an open goal. He actually was all right, you know. But
right, yeah.
I say all right. I mean, it weren't like outstanding. He was nowhere near as trash as he has been. The thing is, you say this right. I don't think he really has been given a chance yet by Arteta. I think that's how bad he's been in training, that we've not really seen much of him. So it's just been a bit of a mess signing, to be fair. He came on a brilliant ball across the net, across goal from Tierney, and he missed the chance, which can happen, but he really should be bearing it. And then it came back to him, and all he's got to do is lift it over the keeper, and he hit the bar, mate. So, yeah, not good from him. But the second half, bro, I must say, as much as Palace caused havoc with Mateta, they actually subbed him and Eze, and then I felt that we just had the better of them. I knew Eddie was going to score. I said that, called that like early doors. I said Eddie Nketiah will score because one, he scores in his competition all the time, and two, it's against Arsenal, isn't it? That's the first goal he's got in 28 games or whatever. So he scored. But if I'm honest with you, I felt that we were the better team in the second half. The reason we were the better team, bro, is because we brought on the subs. So Ødegaard come on. He brought off Waneri again, mate, instead of Marino. You know, he's obsessed with this Marino guy. Ødegaard come on, and he was brilliant, mate. Absolutely lit up the place. Saka come on that right-hand side. Saliba come on that right-hand side. And when we got that four, bruv, down that right-hand side, Saliba and Timber on the right, and then Erdegaard and Saka. We are, honestly, I think that's the best right-hand side in the league. I really do. I think it's absolutely outstanding because as much as Liverpool have got Trent and Salah, inside of that, they've not quite got the creativity of Erdegaard, and they've not got that centre-half. Well, I suppose Van Dijk, to be fair to them. But I do think as a kind of telepathy between the four and as a connect, I think we've got four of the best there on the right-hand side. And they were amazing, mate. They really were. Erdegaard was just electric. It was good to see because he was poor against Everton. He got hooked, didn't he? So he came on and he threaded through. I've got to say, Gabriel Jesus, fair play. That's 4 goals in 28 games now. Last time he scored was against Preston in this competition. So he's doing what Eddie did now. He's just scoring in cup games now. Look, I know he's a bit washed and he's a bit finished, but you have to give him credit where credit's due. I don't know if you saw the goals. All 3 of them were fairly good. They're fairly good. They kept himself composed. The first goal was mint, by the way. He just flicked it over the goalkeeper. It was a really good ball from Erdegaard. Fantastic vision. Great way to pass. Good first touch, and he flicked it over the keeper. And the other 2, although one of them was blatantly offside, it was good finishes, man. But don't have VAR, do we? So it was like relaxed. You can actually celebrate a goal, and it was a goal instead of like worrying about it all, because that would have been called off, mate. It was definitely offside. But the second half performance was there, mate. The first half is poor, and I think what it proves, right, is I didn't see the Liverpool game. I just saw the goals. But Liverpool, I don't know if you saw their team. They basically did what we did, and they beat Southampton quite convincingly, from what I hear. I think the last couple of minutes there was a couple of chances Southampton had, but it didn't look like scoring. And that's the difference. I think Liverpool's squad is just that little bit better than ours, and we're still 2 or 3 short. And what's worrying is Liverpool stay there 2 or 3 short. So we need to try and get sort of our standard above the Liverpool squad. And nobody really had this Liverpool squad down being better than Arsenal's before a ball was kicked. And it just shows how different the fine margins of football are. But we go through the semis, mate. I don't care who we get. I'd prefer not to get Liverpool because I think that would be a good final. Arsenal-Liverpool, if we both get there. But if we get Liverpool, we get Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So I don't.
Well,
really
not all game's going to be easy. I mean, Newcastle went through yesterday as well.
Yep.
They beat Brentford, so that'd be tough. Liverpool would be tough, and then I know United and Tottenham are both shit, but you know this is the semi-final, the Carabao Cup. It's still over 2 legs, and well, I expect you to beat Liverpool. I expect you to beat United or Tottenham, but you never know. You know, it could still be tough now. So I think at this point now, the best team will win it. Because of the teams left in it. But yeah, it's funny you say that about Jesus. Hey, listen, Jesus was a player, and I don't know about other City fans in the chat. Maybe they can let me know their views. But I liked Jesus. I always liked Jesus at Manchester City. I thought he was a good player. The problem with him is, with Jesus is he just wasn't clinical enough in front of goals. And he would go through spells where like he'd be bagging and he'd be like, yo, this is mint. But then unfortunately, he just doesn't, he's not consistent enough in the big games in front of goal. And this is why I think we have to move him on, you know what I mean? And I've said to you, I've always liked him on the wing. I always thought he was a pretty good winger. But yeah, so long as he accepts at Arsenal the role that he's now got, which is backup role, I don't know, because in his mind, he's probably thinking, I probably should have just stayed as a backup at City. I could have won Champions League. I could have won more Premier Leagues, could have won more trophies. But so I don't know whether or not, when it gets to this summer, whether he'll maybe want to leave Arsenal, because he didn't go to Arsenal to be a backup player, did he? Let's be honest.
No, and I think that he will go. I don't know where. It won't be anywhere in the Premier League or abroad. I think it will have to be, abroad, I mean in Europe. I think it'll have to go to Saudi Arabia or back to Brazil, if I'm honest with you. And maybe at 27, 28, he's happy to do that and go and see out his days over there, earning a lot of dough, because that's what he's going to need. He's on about 265k a week at Arsenal, which is a hell of a lot of money for a player who's a backup. Look, I like him on the wide areas. I don't think he's a number 9. I thought that was quite clear when we got him, if I'm honest with you. I know he started really well, but Arsenal did. You know, Arsenal as a whole unit were unbelievable in that 22-23 season. I had us down scraping the top 4, and we were like 8 points clear at one stage. We were just, even you guys were saying, weren't you? Bloody hell, they're looking good.
Yeah.
And then he got injured. And if I'm honest with you, I think LB, you'll probably agree, his injuries have really killed him, man, because he's not even that old. At 27, 28, he looks a bit kind of washed, as people are saying. And his injuries have been awful. Absolutely awful. Certainly since coming to Arsenal, I don't know what they were like at Man City. Look, if we had to keep him and they said, no, I want to stay and fight for my place, you get rid of Sterling, you keep Jesus back up to Saka, and then go and buy a striker. I'll be all right with that, to be fair. If you had a striker in Havertz, Saka and Jesus, and Trossard and Martinelli, I don't think that would be absolutely horrendous. I do think that potentially we're looking at a left winger, which is fine, but I don't think it'd be absolutely awful. But he's a confidence player, Jesus, because the minute he scored that first goal, he then went on a run, and all of a sudden you see him. I just had more confidence in front of goal as soon as he's got the first goal. You know, when they say, oh, he just needs a goal and he'll be all right. There was
Yeah.
nothing more evident than that last night. You know, he looked a completely different player. As soon as he got that goal, he looked sharper. He just looked more confidence boost. He looked to go into some tackles more, looked to link up play. He looked to do, you know, where he does that real drops deep and he starts linking up play, does little turns and bursts of pace. That kind of stuff was happening. And I thought, why can't you do that then? Because you've obviously got it in your locker. Why can't you do that consistently? And the thing is, it's fine doing this against Palace, bruv. It's absolutely fine doing this against the cup games.
Yeah.
You've got to do it against Uniteds, the
Yeah.
Tottenhams, the Cities, and the Liverpools. And he's not
He's
really
doing it in the
managed to do
league,
that.
man. Still not scored a goal in the league. Now, he's only played 200 minutes this season. But last year, he scored 4 goals. I mean,
I think he's only ever got 14, and that's his most record. That's for you, I think.
Yeah, 14 and 8 assists for City. And that was in 2,000 minutes. That's really, really good. But yeah, I don't know, man. I like Jesus. And, you know, I kind of want to say I hope he does well at Arsenal. But if he does well at Arsenal, that means you're doing well. I don't want you to do well. So I don't know. But
what did you think when we signed him? Because I didn't speak to you on that year. I think we started doing content the year after.
I always said that I always felt that Jesus was a better winger than a striker. Because the thing is with him, right? The reason why he's never going to be an elite level striker is that he's not consistent enough in front of goal. Because I tell you when I realized this. Yeah, I can't remember which year it was. Maybe someone in the chat can let me know. This was when we still had Aguero, right?
Yeah,
and Aguero got injured in a season, right? No shock there. And Jesus started 9 games in a row for Manchester City while Aguero was injured and didn't score a single goal. And that was the moment in that 9-game period. I was like, you ain't going to make it, bro. Because you can't go 9 games in a row. And it's not like he didn't get no chances. He did get chances. You're not clinical enough. And that's why I knew he was never going to be and then Pep started playing him a couple of times on the wing. And I really, really liked him on the wing. I really rated it. I think we played Norwich or someone. He got a hat-trick of assists. So I just think, for me personally, I think he's a really good player. I think you're right. I think if you can keep him around the squad as a backup player, I think he's a really, really good player to have off the bench and a really good squad rotational player. But is he ever going to be good enough to start week in, week out? Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, I would start him at the weekend. I heard of Havertz after that hat-trick. You can't score a hat-trick and then not get a game start. That's bloody harsh. I mean, he probably won't because it's Arteta we're talking about. And he probably will stick Havertz straight back in. But I would start Jesus because we look a lot more free-flowing with somebody like that in the middle. Now, I don't like him as the number 9, I will say that. But we just looked a little bit more free-flowing. And Havertz from the bench can be more of an impact player. But what was interesting was I spoke to a few City... The only 2 City fans I spoke to, well, there's 3 City fans I spoke to when we signed him. It was Boovy, Big Steve and Daps, right? So I didn't do as much content with you back then. And all 3 of them said, he's a good player. They never went, oh, he's trash, he's finished, he's rubbish, blah, blah. So there was no City fan that said, oh my God, what an awful signing. He's going to be a flop for you, right? However, the reason they weren't bothered is because you're getting Haaland, right? So if you were selling Jesus and you were going, I don't know, in for somebody that was quite deflating or like, meh, you know what I mean? I think most people would have been like, well, what are we selling Jesus for then? We might as well just keep him. But because you got Haaland, it's like, well, he's gone now. He ain't going to get in the side now, right? And I think that people were quite disingenuous when they were like, hey, City won the league without a striker. Well, Jesus was your striker. That's how much underappreciated he was as a centre forward. That people are like, oh yeah, we won the league without a striker. And he's like, what was I doing then? I was playing as the number 9. I was your number 9. I think, wasn't he number 9 for you? I'm sure he was the number 9.
Yeah, I think he got the number 9 shirt, yeah.
So I was like, this is a bit harsh on Jesus, like. And then everyone was saying to me, what buying Jesus for then? If he's not even their striker, they're saying we won the league without a striker. What are we getting him for? And I remember thinking that at the time. And when he started with us, I thought, bloody hell, do you know what? Fair plays. Like, he's scoring goals.
He was mint, wasn't he? At first, I was like, that first 2 months. Because you know what was funny? I remember he smashed it in pre-season, didn't he, for you? He scored like 9 goals in pre-season. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I know it's pre-season, but still, goal's a goal. And then he started really well this season. And the first month or 2, I was like, yo, what is going on here? What's happening? Was it just that we needed to make him number? And he scored. I remember, he scored this goal. It was in the first couple of weeks of the season. I don't know if you remember who you were playing. And he got the ball off the left-hand side. He cut in. And he pinged it in the top bins.
Yeah, Leicester.
And I was like, oh, damn, what have we done here? And then eventually, he returned to type. Or he got injured or whatever. And
he did return to type, but he got injured on top of that as well. I agree in the chat. He was a false 9, whatever the bloody hell you want to call it. But you get my drift. He was playing through the centre. And I think that look, I think he's been a bit of a flop at Arsenal. A lot of people will now say, "Oh, our nine's back, and we don't need a striker in January." That's what our Arsenal fans are like, mate. They're deluded. They're deluded, right? You just got to say, "Well played last night." Can he go and do it consistently? But the thing is,
Yeah,
LB, he's got to be allowed to run now. You can't go
I
and score
agree.
a hat.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You can't
Would you
score a
start
hat
him at the
trick and then
weekend? Are
go
you playing at weekend?
playing Palace again away, aren't we?
So
So
play him. Play him.
exactly, that's what I would be doing.
Start
Start him
him.
now. Start him. Okay, you got a hat trick. You rewarded a start. Havertz will come off from the bench, and if you don't do it, you get dropped again. You got to give these people a chance. Do you know what I mean?
I'm very much a fan, and I've said this forever, ever since I've been into football. I'm very much a person who, if you play well or if you're playing well, you get the shirt. I don't care what your name is, don't care how old you are, don't care how much you cost, and I don't care who you're dropping. If you're playing better than another player, play him. So for me, yeah, if I was the manager of Arsenal, no way would I be starting Havertz at the weekend against Crystal Palace. I'd start
No.
Jesus because he's got a hat trick. And what that does then, it tells Havertz, bro, you ain't just playing. If he starts Havertz now at weekend, bro, over Jesus, that tells Havertz that I can kind of do what I want and chill. Yeah. And it also tells Jesus that no matter what you do, mate, you're not starting.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
score a hat trick. So he's got to start. He's got to start Jesus at weekend. And if he doesn't, I just think if you start Jesus and Jesus doesn't perform well at the weekend, then that's cool. Because then all Arsenal fans know this guy's just not good enough. He can do it in the Carabao Cup, maybe gets a slightly weaker Palace side, whatever, I don't know. But in the big games, in the league games where it matters, he ain't got it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, bro. It's absolutely spot on. And look, I've been saying this for a long time about Havertz. I don't mind Havertz, mate. I don't think he's a bad squad player at all. I think he can contribute, and he's proven that. He's only a 9. He's definitely not anywhere else. People think that he can play in the 10 and the 8 and all this. No, nonsense. He can't. And he can't play wide either. He's a number 9, and that is it, right? That is all he offers. And I knew that from the day one I saw him in an Arsenal shirt, which was against you boys in the Community Shield, where he actually didn't do that bad, right? He played up front as a 9. And I thought, oh, do you know what? Played all right. Maybe he's a 9. But we played Monaco midweek last week, right? A week ago. And I said to my dad, that's what Havertz is, impact player. Comes on, causes havoc, changes the dimension of the game. And do you remember when we had Olivier Giroud and we used to fling him on sometimes 25 minutes to try and win some headers, cause havoc in the box? That's what I think Kai Havertz is, man. And you do need somebody like that in your squad, bro. You do. Like, let's be real, you do need somebody like that. Everyone's kind of got that, whether you rate them or not. Liverpool, United, Man City, Liverpool, over the years, they've all had players that come on and change the dimension of a game or become a little bit of a nuisance or bring some height and some presence in there. And I think that's what Kai Havertz did. And he came on with 20 minutes to go. And I've got to say to you, he was brilliant. He changed the game and we won 3-0. And I thought, that is exactly what we need. Problem is, bro, we don't have a number 9 that's better than him at the moment starting. And that's what we've got to go and get in January or the summer. Because for me, if we were to go and get an Isak and you're starting him and you're bringing on Havertz, straight away you've improved yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is true from Sammy Mokbel. I don't know if this...
Would you like Gyökeres? Is he good enough?
100%. We're not going to get him because, like it says there, Sammy Mokbel's pretty good, to be fair. I don't think we've ever been interested in him. I don't know why. Mikel Arteta seems to be interested in Sesko ahead of this guy. I mean, this Sesko's trash. I don't know if you've seen him. He's not trash. That's harsh.
I have seen him. He come on. He played against us. Who's he played for?
Leipzig.
Yeah, I think we played against him last year. It was either when did we play Leipzig? Was it last year or the year before? We played against him in the last 2 years. And he didn't do it. In fact, it was funny. Is that who Openda plays for?
Yeah, Openda's better than him. Yeah.
So it was well funny, right? Because I think we was linked with that Sesko. Yeah, it was last year we played him. We was linked with that Sesko as well. So then when we played him, I was doing a watch along and like people in the chat was like, right, let's watch this Sesko guy. And it wasn't Sesko wasn't the better player. It was that Openda. I think Openda scored. I'm pretty sure he scored a pretty good goal against us as well. And we was like, yo, this Openda's sick. But that Sesko didn't do shit.
Mate, I'm with you. He didn't get a kick against Celtic in the Champions League. They beat him 3-0. I mean, when you're getting beat 3-0 and you're not getting a kick against Celtic, you've got to ask questions, aren't you, really? So I'm not a fan of this Sesko. Look, I want, in the January, I want Osimhen or Gyökeres because they've got release clauses, so they're easy to get.
Bro. Go get Osimhen, man.
I mean,
look, Osimhen's the one. I don't get the disrespect on Osimhen, man. I think he's a fucking baller, I do.
I just... One of those two has got to come in at Arsenal, and it doesn't look like they're going to. It sounds like we are not going to do anything in January. The problem is, you can't listen to the manager because he lies. I'm not coming down on him. I'm not saying he's he's a liar, whatever. But he don't lie. He keeps his cards close to his chest. I
Yeah, I
trust
think
my
all managers
squad.
do that though as well, don't
Yeah,
they?
exactly. I
Like
trust my
Pep
squad.
Guardiola said on the 30th of August 2 seasons ago that we weren't signing anyone else. The next day we signed a Kanji on transfer deadline day. So
There you go.
these managers, man, they don't. That's what they do. But you know
I
what's
don't
you know
want.
what's
I
kind of
don't
mad,
want
yeah.
bloody Rashford. That's all I'm saying. I don't want him.
No,
That's all I'm
don't get
saying, bro.
Rashford, bro. Well, don't get Rashford, man. You know what's kind of mad about Arsenal and City this season? I'd be interested to hear your take on this. 'Cause I don't think we've actually discussed it. And chat, let me know what you think as well. Do you think that we're both suffering because of the same reasons, and those reasons are a poor transfer window? Because I do. I think we're both not good enough because we both had bad transfer windows.
Yeah, I think with you it goes a little bit deeper this season because, like, let's be real. If Arsenal had this, I'd be looking deeper as well because as much as I think the Rodri injury has absolutely killed you off, I think it's unacceptable not to have planned for that. Like by your board. I'm not talking about Pep, by the way, here. I'm talking about your board and your ownership to go, right, this Rodri guy is literally it. If he gets injured, what do we do? Well, we'll just go and get Gundogan back, who's 34 and can't run. That is not a good enough window. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think both. Look, I shouted our transfer window down and everyone disagreed at the time and said Sterling was going to be the Sterling of 2020. And, Marino is going to be what lifts us. He's our Granit Xhaka replacement. Calafiori. To be fair, Calafiori I understood because everybody wanted him at the time. If you remember, it was Liverpool linked with him. United wanted him. A few players in Italy, teams in Italy wanted him, and Arsenal got him. So I thought that's fair enough. Not that I think we needed a left back, but if he wanted to bolster the defence, which I think we needed to do, then fair play. But Marino is just a replacement for El Neni, bruv. Like, let's just be real. He's not like, I don't look at him, Smith Rowe, El Neni, and think, cool, yeah, he's levels above them. Not yet, anyway. I've got to give him the season and review it. But I don't look at Marino yet and go, do you know what? He's pivotal to what we do. And I think that's what we
I
need.
don't really understand that Marino side.
No,
I don't understand what he's meant to be doing.
Well, I understood the position because we needed a position. We needed somebody in that position.
No, but on the
I don't think
ball,
it was
what's he
him.
meant to do? Is he a
Well,
creator? Is he a little
he's
pass
supposed to be.
or retainer? Is he a tackler? What's he meant? What's his actual job description in the Arsenal side?
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing what Granit Xhaka did for us that 22-23 season. And he's just not nowhere near it, mate, if I'm honest with you. He brings physical presence, but I think we've got enough of that. And he's quite a nice
Yeah,
passer of
you've
the
got
ball.
well enough of that. Thomas Partey,
Exactly.
Rice, fucking
Rice,
Gabriel,
yeah,
Saliba
all
at
of
the
them.
back.
Yeah, even Havertz, Ben White.
Havertz up top. Yeah, you don't need
Yeah.
more power in
So
there.
he's given us another little bit of presence in there. That's all I can see at the moment, LB. And he's got a natural left foot. So I look at that comparison. Look, I wasn't a fan of Granit Xhaka because half the time we saw Granit Xhaka playing in the wrong position. When we saw him finally playing a good position, which is more of a progressive 8 role, he was mint. Absolutely outstanding he was for us that season. And I thought he's one of our best, most consistent players. Funny enough, he then left and went and won the league with Bayer Leverkusen, right? So he's obviously a good footballer. It's just that we've been playing him out of position for most of the time. So when I looked at it, I thought, right, I'm happy with Granit Xhaka leaving because I wanted him to go for a while, but I need to see a replacement. And I still haven't seen it in 2 years, man. We tried Vieira there, Smith Rowe there, Declan Rice there, Marino there. Nobody's replacing what he's done. And that's
Why
quite
don't you guys go in for Bruno G?
I wanted him. I wanted him
Imagine
to release
having Bruno G and Rice in the same
Rice,
team.
Bruno, and Erdegaard.
Oh,
That's an
fucking hell.
unbelievable midfield, bro.
Why
That's
don't you
who I
try and get
wanted.
Bruno G? But they reckon
So
you
I
can.
wanted.
So I know Newcastle fans are saying otherwise, but there are some rumours saying you might be able to get him in January for like 85 mil.
Go and do it then. Go and do it. I mean, I'd rather get a striker for 85 mil. I will say that because I think that's where the priority is. But this is the thing. What people don't quite understand, right? Arsenal's problem this season has been our midfield. It has been. A lot of people think it's been our attack. But the only reason you get a good attack is why? Because your midfield is banging. That's why. Manchester City this season, your problem hasn't been your attack, has it? But you're not scoring goals. Your problem's been your midfield. So maybe you are right. Maybe we're quite similar. Because as much as Declan Rice is a good player, we've been playing him out of position. Erdegaard's been injured for about 12 weeks of the season. Rice has been, Partey's been playing at right back. Yeah. We need to sort this midfield out. So the midfield and the striker, people say to me, which one? Both. And we've needed a left 8 and a striker for 3 seasons now since Xhaka and Jesus got injured. So I need to look at it and say, what have we done to improve that number 8 position? We haven't. What have we done to improve and upgrade on that number 9? We haven't. Because let's just be real here, LB, for a second, right? Real talk. Granit Xhaka left, and we've taken 2 seasons to try and replace him. And we haven't even replaced him, let alone upgrade him, by the way, because he needed upgrading. And then the number 9 position, we spent £65 million on a midfielder and went, oh, we better put him up top. Job done. That's not good enough, man, when you're going for a title.
No.
That ain't good enough, bro.
That's what I'm
No
saying.
wonder people are laughing.
That's what I'm saying. I think both of our transfer windows have been poor. You know what I mean? You didn't do what I've said this right about you, and I'll say it about me. Yeah, when it comes to Arsenal, I think the summer just gone was the summer that you needed to go and get the X Factor players.
Yeah,
you'd already built the squad to where it kind of needed to be. Yes, you needed more, but the X Factor players would come in, and the players that then would be dropped would then become squad rotational players. So like Havertz could become a squad rotational player. Martinelli could become a squad rotational player, right? I just think that this summer, yeah, you should have gone out there and got a big dog striker. Go and get Osimhen, yeah? Go and get a proper left-sided midfielder who can play in that middle, you know what I mean, alongside Odegaard. Like a Bruno G. And to be honest with you, did you really need Calafiori? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I didn't look at your defence and think you needed another player. I mean,
to be fair, even if we did get him, it was only 40 million. It wasn't like it was 150 million.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So we could get him as well.
Imagine if you would have got Bruno G and Osimhen.
On top of that. Exactly. And we could have. Why did we not?
And you didn't need, and then you wouldn't have had San Marino.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You didn't need
that 30
Sterling
million
was a bit of a weird one, to be honest with you.
Well, Sterling was a panic buy, weren't he? Let's just be real. He
wasn't
available.
But then as well, yeah, you didn't need Sterling. So you could have kept Jesus and had Jesus as your backup right winger as well.
There we go. That's what I mean. See, if you can see that, why can't our board and our manager then? Because for me, that is it. I don't care about the goalkeeper. We needed a goalkeeper. We got that Neto geezer. That's fine. He's not played yet because Ray's not been injured. So fair play. I don't really care about that one. But I don't care about Calafiori because he's supposed to be the best thing out of Italy. So we got him. Now, we haven't seen enough of him because he's been injured. But he's fine. 40 M's cool. 30 million on Marino is just a squad player. Why not put that towards something bigger and go and spend another 50 and get Bruno G? Sterling, pointless. You might as well put Jesus out there and go and get your Osimhen on loan or whatever it was that we could have got. So you imagine getting Osimhen, Bruno, and Calafiori in this window. A lot more people would be going, oh, that's actually a really good one. That's actually a really good window for Arsenal. And it would have been. Nobody could have denied that we get the striker, we get the left 8, and we get the left-hand side. That's our left-hand side and our centre forward. Done. We've got Havertz as backup then. We've got Jesus as backup. We've got Trossard or Martinelli as backup. We've still got Jorginho and Partey that can come on if Rice is injured. We've got Calafiori now who adds to our defence, which, to be fair, is already pretty stacked as it is. Arsenal pretty much set. But instead, we're like, oh, we hadn't really sorted the left back out because he ain't fit. And Marino, he's not really what we want. And we still need a number 9. And Sterling's now coming on for Saka and he ain't it. It's just like we've just regressed.
Yeah, it's weird how fans can sometimes see something that's obvious and the club doesn't, or the clubs might see it but then opt not. So, like in the summer, like all City fans in the summer were saying, "We need a DM, we need a DM, we need a DM." I said, "Go and get Kimmich." He had 1 year left on his deal at Bayern. You could have probably got him for 40 million quid. You know what I mean? Other people said Bruno, a bit more expensive, but younger, probably. I don't know if he's better than Key. He's probably better than Kimmich. Plays a slightly different position as well. Go and get Bruno G. Some people said go and get João Neves, who was at Benfica. And it's like the club decided not to sign anyone and then decided to get Gundogan. And like obviously at the time, it was 6 days left. I was like, well, we might as well, get him. Obviously, get him. But I wanted Kimmich over Gundogan, and a lot of people wanted Bruno over Gundogan, and some people wanted João Neves over Gundogan. And it seems weird how something so obvious. And, you know, fans can see it and fans are talking about it. And then the clubs, whether it's my club, whether it's your club, just don't act on it. And it's I don't know why, man. Listen, we have to be obviously accepting that, yes, we've been incredibly unlucky City with the ACL injury. That's literally the worst injury that he could have got. Yeah. But still, like, even if you would have got a hamstring or like a bad injury that could have left him out for 3 months or something, then that could still derailed our season. So, and the fact is as well, we knew that we were going to have to sign one of these players anyway, because Gundogan was only a short-term option. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird how football clubs sometimes don't do what looks like it's so obvious.
I agree.
Jess says like, because for fans, we're on the outside looking in, we don't know what the clubs see. That's true. We don't know what the clubs see, but at the same time, what can the clubs be seeing What are the clubs
We
we
also
could be
don't know.
seeing?
We also don't know what the clubs have already tried to do and failed to do. I
Facts. That's
suppose.
very true. Very, very true.
So when people say, "Oh my God, we haven't had a striker," what I don't know for a fact is that we've tried to be getting one for the last 3, and they either haven't been available or don't want to come. I've no. That could be. That's me talking waffle. I've no idea if that's the truth, but it could be. It could be. It could be like that. Do you know what I mean? So, look, I'm there. I'm there with you. I think it's obvious looking in what Manchester City and Arsenal needed window wise, and I thought it was a poor window for both. If I'm honest with you, you and I, we can't be hypocrites. We said the same about Liverpool, bruv. We did. We said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they had a
yeah, no,
poor
hundred
season as
percent.
well.
I
You
think
know what
I'll
I mean?
agree. Just because Liverpool are top of the league, that doesn't mean that Liverpool owners and the Liverpool board were right to sign up no one apart from Chiesa. And this is
Absolute
why
fact.
I get I
Facts,
get
bro.
I get a little bit frustrated with Liverpool fans who are like, "LB, you said that Liverpool was fucking shocking in the transfer window this summer." Yes, you was. You was. Just because you're top of the league doesn't mean that it's right that a Premier League football club, one of the biggest football clubs in the world, gets a brand new manager who's just replaced your greatest ever Prem manager in Jurgen Klopp and gives him Chiesa. So even
Yeah.
if you win the league this year, you should still be calling out the owners because that's not acceptable. Check this out, by the way, guys. Yeah, breaking news literally just come out here. Musiala has given Premier League clubs hope that he'll be available this summer. He won't be signing a new contract with Bayern Munich before Christmas. Now, what's interesting about this is I know from a pretty decent source that City were very interested in Jamal Musiala in the summer just gone, but could only sign him if Kevin De Bruyne left for Dubai, Saudi Arabia. But they didn't want to force Kevin De Bruyne out, and Kevin De Bruyne decided to stay, not go Saudi Arabia. / we didn't get the bid, so we didn't get him. Now, I thought this deal was dead because all I've been seeing in the last couple of weeks and the last month is that basically it's looking like he's going to sign a new contract, but he has still not signed the contract. But for the last month, everything that we've been reading from the press is that he's pretty much agreed a deal. So I don't know.
I think
Maybe
he
they're
will
going to.
sign. I think he will sign. However, if
I
he
think he will.
doesn't, I think City and Chelsea. Now, people will laugh at Chelsea. Will say, "Well, they're going to get in the team. They got Palmer, they got Caicedo, they got Lavia." I don't think Chelsea care. I really don't. I think Chelsea are going to keep going on this rampage where they just get a squad of 30 players that are all mint. That's what I think they'll do. They'll just keep going and going, won't they, Chelsea? I always thought Chelsea would spend their way to the top. The way the owners were moving, I thought it was going to take about 15 years. But actually, it looks like they got their act together now, right? So
Yeah.
if they do, it's worrying for us because they can just go and splash cash. Because let's be real, Man City, in my opinion, they've always been respectful with how much players are worth and how much they want to spend. Like with the Declan Rice, they were like, "Nah, you're all right. We'll move on." They've always done that, and I think they might do that with Musiala if Chelsea were to come in and say, "We want Musiala." Let's just say he says, "I'm going." Chelsea slap down 80 mil, you slap down 75 or whatever. They'll go 80. You'll go, "Okay, we'll give you 85." No, they'll go 100, and you'll just go, "Do you know what? Have him. We'll go and find somewhere else." That's what could happen if Chelsea and City go head to head for this guy. But I do think he'll genuinely sign for Bayern Munich. The interesting one, however, LB, will be Florian Wirtz, mate, because I don't think he'll stay at Bayer Leverkusen the another season.
Apparently he's staying.
Really? Okay.
Apparently he's staying. He's signing a new contract as well.
Okay.
This is why it's like we're kind of fucked, and this is why, I said for years that we should have got the Kevin De Bruyne replacement the year before De Bruyne left.
Yeah, of
because
course you should have.
at the moment, it's going to look like De Bruyne's going to leave in the summer, and we're not going to have one of those top level elite Musiala or Wirtz players to replace him.
Do you
We're
not
going to
think
end
though,
up with
that a
like
lot
a
of people
fucking
felt
someone
that
else.
Foden was going to be that guy? Do you not think that people thought Foden were going to replace him and then you go and get someone else alongside him?
No. Foden was never the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. Foden was just Foden.
Right.
We need another creator. When we've been at our best, we've always had two pretty good creators in the middle.
Yeah,
Silva and De Bruyne. Silva and Gundogan and De Bruyne. So if we lose De Bruyne, we've got Foden. Where's the other guy? Where's the other guy next to him? We need another player in there. That's when we've been at our best. And it's just frustrating that, like, I really wanted Wirtz, man, because I think Wirtz is more of a KDB style. He's more of a passer. To be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, chat. I think that Baena could be the next best bet for us. And I'm not just saying this because he's got a bit of hype around him at the moment. I've looked at the way he
quality,
plays.
mate. The one from Valencia.
Yeah.
He is
it that Villarreal or is it
baller,
Villarreal or Valencia? Is it Valencia? Yeah.
I thought it was Valencia. Maybe it is Villarreal.
Yeah, you're probably right. He probably is Valencia. I think Villarreal.
He is honestly. He is Alex Baena, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, when I watch him,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a passer of the football.
So
So he's
It is
more
Villarreal then, isn't it? Yeah,
Villarreal, yeah.
Villarreal. Sorry,
He's
bro. Yeah.
more of a creator. He's more of a someone who can get on the board and pass it rather than a dribbler. So you've got Foden. Foden's a dribbler. Foden likes to get the ball and dribble with it and move us forward whereas KDB is sort of the opposite, isn't it? KDB gets the ball. The first thing he does when he gets the ball is look up and where can I pass the ball? I feel like if we get a Vert or a Baena style player, they're more get the ball and pass. Whereas Musiala, listen, I will not turn that down. I'd be very happy if we got Musiala. He seems to me like a bit too similar to Foden in the sense that he likes to get on the ball and dribble with it. So I think to have that sort of balance of a dribbler and a passer, I think that's what I would do. So yeah,
Yeah.
if we can't get Verts, I would or Musiala, I'd go for Alex Baena. And I know he plays on the left a lot, but he has played in the middle plenty of times. And for me personally, I just think having Baena who can play left, he can play in the middle, that could be a seriously good option for us. And it's only 50 million. It's only £50 million buyout clause.
Do you not think though, like, and I don't think City fans will like me saying this, but I'll say it anyway. I think you need to be realistic about replacements as well. So what I mean by that is I've been trying to find an Henri replacement for 20 years, bruv. Sometimes you don't replace him. And I do feel
Yeah.
like KDB's in that bracket, bruv. I do feel like he is. I don't think you're just going to go and get another KDB. I don't think
No,
you're
I
going to go and
get
get.
that.
Do
I
you see what I'm
understand that.
saying? So like,
I
if you
fully
do,
understand that we're not going to get that quality because for me, Kevin De Bruyne is the best player that's ever played for this football club, right? So
yeah, he is.
I know that I'm not going to get someone as good as KDB, and when they're in there, might take a bit of transitional period, might have to get used to it, the fact that they're not as good. But I understand that Baena is not going to be as good as KDB. I understand that Verts is not going to be good as KDB, right? But what I'm looking for is someone that is good. They've got to be good, man. So who did you replace fucking Henri with?
Well, we've replaced him with so many, mate. Aubameyang, Van Persie, Adebayor. The actual replacement was Adebayor, funny enough,
Mm.
and Van
I just feel
Persie,
like
who
we've
was
got to
finished.
get someone who's like good, man. Yeah, I
We've
mean, I
never
don't
been
like
able.
we're being
We've
linked with
never
like the
replaced.
Sudakovs and that of this world, and I'm like, bro, don't be getting
Yeah,
Sudakov, man.
I've seen him. I don't know what that's all
I watched
about.
him
I've
against
seen him.
Hughes, and he was fucking bad, mate.
Nah, I saw him and I said to my dad, let's watch this number 10 because that's the one that City won. He didn't get a kick, mate. So not for me. But look, Verts would be quality. I actually prefer Verts to Musiala. Some people disagree. Musiala is still a very good player. Alex Baena, I think, is a really good shout, actually, because I think he's more realistic, to be fair, since he's at Villarreal, and he'd definitely come to City. Arsenal are in that position as well, man. Arsenal are in that position where we need one as well. I know that we've got Erdegaard, but we've seen what happens when he goes out. We have to rely on young Ethan, which was frustrating yesterday, by the way, because he got hooked at half time for Erdegaard. This manager seems absolutely like adamant that he does not want to play Waneri and Erdegaard together, which is what you've just said in Foden and De Bruyne work sometimes. You know,
Yeah,
and against Palace, brother, at home, come on, man. Everton at home, like, what are we doing here? Why do we have to play Marino and have that physical presence and that defensive mindset all the time with Arteta? You know, Henri was bang on the other day. I know we're going back to Arsenal quickly, but Henri was bang on Monday Night Football. If you saw it, he was basic. And then people were like, oh, he didn't slag off Arteta. He basically did, bro. I don't know if you listened to it. He basically was just knocking his tactics. So he is banging on about how bad Arteta's been in this game. He was saying Liverpool looked to try and win the game. Arsenal looked not to lose the game. And he's bang on, man.
that is
He's bang
true, man.
on. That is
That is
true.
true.
But Arsenal fans don't want to hear it. It's just mad, man. It really is.
That is true, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, when I watch Arsenal, I've said this for time. That first year when you're challenged, yeah, and then obviously like fucking you bottled it. I just think that has scarred him. I think it's scarred. I think those 2-0 up
Up
against
here. Messed
West
him up
Ham.
here.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's scarred him, and I think now he's changed to a point to a team that just isn't quite brave enough and isn't risky. And the thing is, what you've got to realise is, right, because you've got to get like 85, 90 points to win a league title nowadays, draws are dead. Draws are
Yeah.
dead.
Well, draws are like losses in a title race. 100%.
Remember, right? When you could get like 80 points to win a title or 78 points to win a title, the value of a draw is greater, right? When you need 90 points to win a title, the value of a draw is less.
Yeah, facts.
That's the truth.
Facts.
So when you draw in games, they're dead. They're dead. And this is, by the way, sometimes, yeah, we're City are in a game and we'll be drawing the match, and we'll keep pushing and pushing, and we play dead. We'll keep pushing and pushing, and we'll end up losing the game. And after the match, I'm like, why the fuck didn't we just take the point? And the reason we didn't take the point is because the point's dead. I remember we played against Leeds a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and we were awful. Chat how bad we were in that game. We were awful. It was at the Etihad, I think. And we were winning. We were drawing 1-0. We was absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. And we kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. And we got done on the counter attack, lost 2-1. And I was like, why the fuck did we do that? Why don't we just take the point? We were crap. And the reason is because a point is dead. A point is dead. And the proof is in the year that Liverpool lost one game and still finished second.
Exactly.
Because they drew about 10.
Well, mate, when we went unbeaten, we didn't lose a game. We drew 12. 126, drew 12. That means that if you draw that many, like Liverpool did, then you can't lose a game. Or if you do lose, you've got to lose once, and that's it. To even have a chance. And they still didn't do it. And that still might not be enough. So, look, people say to me, oh, we haven't lost for so-and-so. We've drew twice. I'd rather win one and lose one. You get 3 points instead of 2. Like, let's just be real. Like, that is the facts of it, the matter. So,
but you know what it is? It sounds very negative, doesn't it, when you say that? But and people, it sounds negative when you draw a football match and you say, "Oh, that's a crap result." People will say, "Well, at least we didn't lose it." It's like, nah, you don't get it, innit? You don't get it. Draws are not good when you need 90 points to win a league. Now, some people say you don't need 90 points to win a league, but not this year. But I still think you're going to need 85. I still think you're going to need 85 points to win a league.
Yep. We will. And this season, you know, people have said, how do we get to 90? How do we get to 90? I look around and I don't think we need to win the league. I don't think we will. I mean, look, I think Liverpool are going to win the league. I do. I think Liverpool are going to win it this year. I don't think they're going to go. If they don't, then people that thought Arsenal were bottlers, my goodness. You can't go. I mean, if they beat Everton, which I think they will, I know it's at Goodison, but I think they'll beat them. They'll be 9 points ahead of Arsenal and 7 ahead of Chelsea. That is... If you lose it from that position after Christmas, I'm sorry, man. That's more than a bottle job, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That is more than a bottle job. So if they do lose this, they will never forgive themselves. They'll be kicking themselves. And I think they have got something over Arsenal, and that is that they've got players that have done it before. Because people say, well, Slot ain't done anything before. Well, the players have. Sometimes Slot just needs to get them across the line. And they need to say, yes, boss, we've done this before. Cheers. We know what we're doing. And we can't say that at Arsenal. You know, I said this yesterday to one of my mates who's neutral, and he agreed. The best chance Arsenal and City have got this season is to win the Champions League. Now, you've got more of a chance. This is to have a good season, by the way. Because you've done it before. We bloody ain't. And we ain't even come close, if I'm honest. 2006 was our best chance. And some would say, actually, that 2004 was as much of a chance when we lost Chelsea in that row. I couldn't believe we'd done that with that Wayne Bridge goal at Highbury. It always haunt me forever. So we've never really come close. You guys at least have. You've come close, then you've got over the line. And
you guys... That close?
That's what I'm saying. You've come close, and then you won it, didn't you? So you got to the final against Chelsea, and then you won it. So we got to the final as well and lost it. So I think that you've got the know-how in that team to get across the line. And if you do have a good January, I think you've got as much of a chance as anyone. Because I remember in 2005 when Liverpool won it, they weren't the best team, mate. 2012, Chelsea won it, they weren't the best team. In 2021, when they beat you, they weren't better than you that year. So you need to just get that across the line on that night. And it's a knockout competition. As for the league, I'd say it's near on impossible for Man City. I'd never write you off because Pep's unreal. But I think it's near on impossible for you to win the league this year. So I think you need to go all out for that Champions League. As for Arsenal, I mean, we hang in there and we pray that Liverpool drop points, but I think we need to look at the trophies as well. I'd be very disappointed if we concentrated on a league game ahead of the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, or Champions League.
You've got to go and get that. You've got to go and get that Carabao boxed off, bro, because you need silverware, innit? You need silverware. But you know, that's the thing with the Champions League. Is like it feels haram speaking about City winning the Champions League right now the way we're playing. But like, if we did add Bruno G or quality midfielder like that, another attacker and another defender, then yeah, like, of course we've got a chance, but we've got to qualify first, mate. Because like, I'm not being funny, we lose our next 2 games, we don't even qualify. That would be out.
You're not going to though, right? Who have you got?
We've got PSG away and then
Oh.
Club Brugge at home.
Nah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. PSG is a crap, mate. We had them at ours. We beat them 2-0. And Bruges, you'll beat them. You'll be fine. You'll go through, mate. But you'll only go through to that, whatever
Like
it is.
playoff game.
Yeah. I don't know what
Yeah.
happens there. Do you play another 2 games or?
Yes, 2 game.
You don't want that, mate. Not with your injuries. You don't
I
want
know,
that,
that's what
mate.
I'm saying, bro. It's a madness.
If
Crazy.
you, I tell you what, if you go out of that Champions League, oh my God, if you lost to PSG and you didn't beat Rouge, say you got a point out of the next 2, bro, I don't know what happens that season because the league and Champions League's done. You're out the Carabao Cup. You basically got to win the FA Cup, haven't you? And that's a good season. Otherwise, it's just because City can't be coming third and going, yay. City aren't that club. Do you know what I mean? So they've got to win it. You've got to win something.
Well, that's it. That's it. Like in terms of us now, we've got the Champions League and the FA Cup. Now, at the moment, Champions League, I can't really speak about us winning the Champions League until I see what we do in January transfer window. The FA Cup, I can't even speak about that, mate, right now, to be honest with you. I need to see our season now, to be honest, just rests on the January transfer window. It really does.
Yeah,
it does.
But what I don't get, right, just quickly, your defense, just very, very quickly, right? I go through your defense, right, and I go through the whole of your squad. I rate every single one of them other than Kyle Walker. Like, I think Kanji's been quality. I thought he was one of your best players last season. Ake, Diaz, what's his name who's been scoring for you? Most of your goals, Vardiel. Who have I missed? I've missed someone else. Rico Lewis. I mean, I think he's good, but obviously he's had some problems. But if you're surrounded him by what you've been surrounded
by,
maybe...
tell you what you're making. What you're doing there, bro. You're falling for marketing.
Go on.
You're a victim of marketing, right? Because everyone does this, and then I explain it to them, and then they go, "Oh shit, yeah." So you've gone, "Oh, we've got 7 defenders. What's the issue?" I'll tell you the issue. Number 1, Kyle Walker is finished. He's finished.
That's obvious. That I agree with that.
Number 2, Rico Lewis. Half of the City fan base don't even think he's a right back. They think he's a midfielder. Another 30% of him don't even think he's good enough to play for Manchester City. Right? So that's a problem. So that's 2 of your defenders straight away. Next, John Stones, never fit. Never fit.
Oh, that's who I forgot.
So John Stones, mint, but never fit. Nathan Ake, injury prone. Mint, but injury prone. So I've already gone through 4 of them, and I've raised legitimate issues with them. Yeah, then you've got a Kanji who's got an injury. You've got Diaz who's had an injury. You've got fucking Gavardio, who has been mint this year, but he started to make some bozo errors. You know, combine that with the fact that he's now chopping and changing his goalkeeper, which doesn't help the defense. Don't like the goalkeeper because the defense keeps on changing. The fact is, bro, we went into the season with we needed another defender. And you know what's crazy is, right? People always, this is how I know how stupid some people are, right? People always say like, "Oh, fans like you know, you just think it's FIFA. You want to spend all this money and that." You know who I wanted to sign in the summer, bro? Trevor Chalobah. I wanted to sign Trevor Chalobah, bro, as a defender. 20 million quid. He's homegrown, 20 million. He can play right back, left back, centre back, CDM.
He was poor last night, though, by the way, but fair enough. He
But,
is
yeah,
good.
but bro, this is what people
as a
say.
squad player, yeah.
Bro, I wanted him as my 3rd choice right back.
Yeah, no, it
I
makes
wanted
sense.
him as my 5th choice centre back. I didn't want this guy to be playing week in, week out. I just wanted him as a squad filler, as an emergency player. And he would have accepted that. Of course he was. He would have accepted that. Now he's at Palace.
My thing is with City fans that I spoke to a few years ago, before I met all you content creators, right? It was a while ago. I was told Cole Palmer and Jadon Sancho are going to be our next 2 wingers. Liam Delap. I went on a camping trip with my lads. We found a pub and we watched Newcastle versus City, I think it was. And Liam Delap was playing up front. And I went, "Who the fucking hell was that?" And they went, "Oh, he's going to be amazing. He's going to be our next centre forward." And I thought, fair enough. Let's just go with you there. "Oh, that Lavia, he's going to replace Rodri. He's going to be absolutely outstanding." None of these guys have got anywhere near making your first team. And now it looks silly. Now, at the time, you can see why they've gone because they weren't getting in the treble-winning side. But now that treble-winning side has started to age, it now looks rather silly. So I asked 2 questions. 1, why were they allowed to leave at that time? And 2, where are the others coming through at your academy? And why aren't they being given a chance? Because surely you've got some ballers in your academy. Surely.
Well, I mean, we have a few, but I mean, that academy is just used as a bit of a fucking sales thing, mate, to get money in.
Yeah.
And the problem that you've got is all academies have this problem is to make it at City, to make it at Arsenal, to make it at these clubs here, you've got to be unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right? You've got to be the best of the best. So, you know, we've had Foden come through. We've got Oscar Bob coming through, who's a real player. Yes, we should never have sold Cole Palmer. That was a horrific decision from the football club. Said it at the time. Delap should have been given a chance. Delap should have been given a chance at Manchester City. Should have been given a proper chance. He wasn't. He was sold. Sancho went AWOL. He wanted to leave. Like there was nothing that you could have done about that, really. So yeah, it's just what it is, man. I think there's two things when it comes to the academy at City. City's academy is one of the best in the world, right? They put a lot of money into that academy and stuff like that. But I think one of the things that I've realised is that whilst yes, it's meant for making money, and that's good for the PSR, and that means you can spend money. Two things: one, if you don't then spend money, the whole thing then becomes irrelevant. Two, yeah, you are going to get some sales wrong. You are. If you're generating all
I
these
think what City fans must be frustrated. Sorry to cut you, bro. Is because I'm looking
Right.
at these names that people are putting in the chat, and I'm thinking you need a right back at the moment. Pedro Porro's there for Tottenham. I don't think he can defend personally, but he's really good going forward. You've obviously got Rodgers and Lavia who would walk into your first team right now. Yeah, Cole Palmer would walk into your first team. That could actually be your trio if you wanted it. If Foden weren't balling out, you could actually have Lavia, Rodgers, and Palmer as your thing. You'd have Sancho on one wing, Delap up top if Haaland wasn't about, or you needed someone to replace if you was to get injured. You've spoken about I can never say his name. Is it Tziki? I don't know his bloody name.
The sporting director.
Yeah. What's his name?
Tiki Barigistan.
That's him. I can't say his name. It's got an X in it, But yeah, Tiki, that's his name. He's obviously gone, and he's got to hold a massive L with there, isn't he? He's got to hold an L because he's not replaced any of those players, is he? Let's just be real.
No.
You know what I mean? So he's been a problem there. And I know a lot of people look at Pep, and I'd question Pep. Question Pep's hard really because it's harsh really because you can never question Pep. But you get what I mean. I said to you, when your tools go blunt, what have you got? These players just aren't coachable, if I'm honest with you. They're just dead. They're just like, let's be real, Gundogan can't run. Kovacic is getting old. Bernardo's kind of wanted to leave, I believe, for the last 2 or 3 seasons, if you believe what you read in the papers. And then you've obviously got Kyle Walker, who I just can't believe is still playing at right back with the armband on. It just unbelievable. I can't understand that for me. And that is on Pep, to be fair. You know, because he has been stubborn. He hasn't been trying. Like, I don't know that Errol's nephew, that Simpson Pussy guy. Could you not have played him and play Rico Lewis at right back a few times? Could you not have brought somebody into midfield? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there something you can do? It might not work, but at least try something. And it's like, I'm seeing the same names and I'm thinking, you're losing again, bro. Like, what are you going to do? When are you going to change this up? Like, oh, he ain't got anything. Well, you must have something for your academy, man. You must have someone with legs in midfield. You must have a better right back than Kyle Walker or a better centre back to play Rico there. You must have a better, like, winger. If it ain't Nunes and it ain't Doku and it ain't Grealish, we'll bring one of that O'Reilly kid through or bring some of that McAtee or somebody like that. Bring him in. I don't know, man. I just find it bizarre that he's just sticking
I find it. Yeah, no, I do. And a lot of City fans have said that, that they find it a little bit strange, but that's just Pep, innit? He ain't changing anytime soon. No. I think he's just very loyal. He's just very, very loyal in it. He's very loyal to his players, and he won't drop them. I've said I think that's a little bit of a weakness, that he's almost too loyal to these players.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and he keeps on playing them and that. But yeah, it's mad. Big up to Anthony, by the way, as well. He said we need to make some big signings in January. Facts, bro. Facts. We need to start the rebuild of this squad. This January, absolutely. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Motz here. Says Cole Palmer wanted to leave because Pep wasn't giving him enough minutes. Isn't that on Pep? Not really, because the season that Cole Palmer was still with City, we still had Mahrez. And we still have Bernardo playing well. And we still have Foden, who was playing right wing. So not really. What should have happened, Motser, is that summer when Cole came to Pep and said, I want to go on loan, Pep should have said, you're not going on loan. You're not going anywhere because this season you're going to play. You're going to play right wing. That's what he should have done. That's what he should have done. And that's not hindsight, because that's what he should have done. And that's what Cole Palmer was told. Cole Palmer was told, that he will replace Mahrez on the right wing.
Wow. Well, I understand why Cole Palmer wanted to get minutes, and if you weren't going to get it there, but you should have just said to him, look, Cole, you are going to be ready, mate, but we need to loan you for the season. Where do you want to go on loan? You pick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what you should have done. Not just say, okay, off you go. Then you're not. But and again, we don't know what will happen behind the scenes. You might know more than me. You've just said there. He might have just said, I'm off. I don't want to go on loan. I want to go. I want to go. Just sell me somewhere. I don't care. And at the time, Chelsea were a mess. Let's be real. You didn't sell to Chelsea so they could go and win a title, did you? You sold to Chelsea. And to be fair, you did the same with us. You gave us Jesus and Zinchenko because we're going for top 4. Well, Chelsea weren't even going for top 4. They were going for top 6 when you sold them Palmer. Because that's what he got in the end, 6th. So actually, when Pep sells players, he don't go to Liverpool and go, who do you want, does he? He goes to the teams that aren't fighting them and that aren't rivaling you. So I understood it at the time. And I thought it was a bit of a mad one for Chelsea because I didn't know how good Cole Palmer was. You did. I didn't. I'd not seen him enough of him, right? He scored a brilliant goal against us in the Community Shield. Yeah. And I thought, oh, he looks pretty good. And I never saw him again. And he went to Chelsea and then he started balling out. And Kunku is a good one in the chat. Someone's just mentioned as well. I could see something like that happening with City, you know. That could be a good signing for Man City and Kunku. I honestly believe he's a good player. I don't know why Chelsea aren't playing him as much, really. I don't know what you think about that, but Christopher and Kunku as a backup to Haaland, I think that'd be pretty good, would it not?
Is he not injury prone though, bro?
I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe that's why he don't play. I don't know.
Yeah, God knows.
I
I
don't
mean, I don't know much about that Kunku guy since he scored a hat trick against us. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's a decent player, and yeah, I mean. Maybe, but I think he's got injury problems in it. I think he's got injury problems, bro, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, yes. I'm just looking now.
Yeah.
It ain't good, man. I'm just looking now.
And that celebration
is
with the balloons weird as fuck, bro.
What is he doing there? What is that? Look how that is. I don't understand.
Bro, that's what I just think
man.
it's so weird. Like, why has he got a balloon on the pitch, bro? What's he doing, mate? Is that all weird? Why does he do
he's
that?
had 3 big injuries.
Don't
so
tell me
83
some fucking
days out in
sentimental,
23.
some family member died and that's why he does it, bro. Don't tell me something like that. Yeah,
well, I thought it was like a Chelsea thing, like a blue balloon that he's done. I don't know. That's what I thought it might have been, but it's bizarre.
Someone tells me that like it's because his granddad died and his granddad likes balloons now. He does it for his son. I knew it'd be something sentimental, bro. Fuck off.
It is for his son. CLB, stop being out of order, man.
I know. Look at me, man. I knew as soon as I said it, I was like, I bet it's some nice thing.
It is for his kid. It is for his son, apparently.
Oh God. I knew it'd be some shit like that. As soon as I said it, I was like, I bet it's some sentimental thing that he's doing. Man.
Oh no! Well, at least you didn't know it. If you knew it, then it's different. You didn't know, so that's different.
I didn't know. All right, bro. What are we saying then, man? Anything else, bro?
Man, just got to go on a run now, both of us, haven't we? That's all we got to do. You got the weekend?
Villa.
Oh, mate, at Villa Park, innit?
Yeah.
You're gonna lose.
Of course, we're gonna lose. Oh yeah, fucking Billy. You know Billy put on Twitter, City will beat us 4-0. I told him, shut up.
He's trolling.
Shut up, man.
He's trolling, man.
I hate hearing these fans who keep saying, "Oh, City."
It's the whole season. He's like, yeah, and then when it gets to you're gonna win. Oh, I don't know, you know. Oh, I don't know, you know. He's like that. That's what he is. That's what Villa have done to him, man. But nah, we got Palace again away. That's actually a hard game, you know. But we'll have our team out. So I think we'll be all right, bro. But I think it'd take a draw now, wouldn't you, at Villa Park?
Of course, I'll take a draw. 100%. I mean, the league's done. So like,
they ain't been great, though, bro. They ain't been great. They ain't been amazing, Villa,
to
be fair to them.
You've seen my team, man. And if they have like Morgan Rogers sprinting through the middle of that midfield, bro, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good.
Then who you got after that? After Villa?
Everton at home.
You'll beat them.
I think we'll draw.
Well, we drew, to be fair, but we were crap that day. So.
I think my prediction, it sounds negative, but there are some positives, guys. I think we'll lose against Villa. I think we'll draw against Everton, and then I think we'll win 3 games on a row. I think we'll beat Leicester, we'll beat Salford, and we'll beat West Ham. I'm not looking further.
Leicester, Salford, West Ham. If you don't come out of that with 3 wins,
that's my prediction, man. So people could say, "Oh, you're being negative." I'm predicting 3 wins. I just don't think we'll beat Villa or Everton. I think Everton will just come to our stadium and put 11 players.
The gaff out. Yeah, they do.
Players on the edge of the box. That's what they did to you.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're creative enough. So yeah, I think we'll lose on Saturday. We'll draw against Everton, and then I think we'll win 3 in a row, which means we'll be unbeaten in 4 if we do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to get too stressed about it, man, because it's like the league's already done anyway. But the reason I got so stressed about because the Palace one, bro, you go and watch my match reaction video to the Palace game, I wasn't even angry. I wasn't raging. I wasn't going fucking shit. I wasn't going
You've
mad.
had that though. You've had that though.
Yeah,
You've been
against
there and
United,
done
it
that.
did. Against United, it did
But that's
because
different.
that
It's
was
a
a
derby.
disgrace.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
disgrace. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if we get beat 1 or 2-0 against Villa, I'll probably just be very chill, bro. I'll just be like, yeah, we're shit. I know we're shit. I've said we're shit for 8 weeks. Like, and that's
LB,
that. It's
LB,
kind of sad.
you try going 21 years without a title, mate. Then you will lose it. Trust me. You guys can all sit there and you chat as well. You can sit there and go, "Oh, we've had a bad season, but we've won 4-peat, we've won trebles, we've won cups, we've won this." My team hasn't won a European trophy for 31 years, hasn't won a League Cup for 30, hasn't won a Premier League for 21, and hasn't won an FA Cup for 5. And we're supposed to be the big mighty Arsenal. So just chill because you've had a great time for the last 5-6 years, or the last decade.
Yeah, well, bro, I ain't saying just chill because that's what United have done, and they're just in the mess. Like,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
I
what
don't mean
people
chill
don't
and leave
get,
it
innit?
now forever. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
relax a bit. Do you know what I mean?
This is why we have to get this rebuild like done right, bro. Because 1 year becomes 2 years, 2 years will quickly become 4 years, 4 years quickly become 5 years, half a decade, mate.
Yeah.
And
Bro, I
people
walked out
don't
of Highbury
realize how
going
quick
unbeaten.
it goes. Like, if you would have said to United fan after they won their league in 2013, you ain't winning a title for a decade.
Bro, if we went
Imagine,
unbeaten, would you have said to me, you're not going to win another one for 21 years? I would have gone, ha, just gone unbeaten, mate. Chill
mad,
out.
innit?
You're,
It's
you're
crazy.
talking rubbish. In 1990, if I would have said to Liverpool, you ain't going to win anything till COVID in 2020, 30 years later, they would have gone, you're a madman. But that's what
Yeah.
happened. It's crazy.
Yeah. Mad. Oh, let's see what I can't wait for this. Honestly, bro, I cannot wait for the transfer window to open. I'm fucking gassed.
Imagine if we don't do anything in that, both of us.
Yeah.
You will, though. City will. Like, Arsenal actually might not. You actually definitely will. I know for a fact you will. You have to. You both of us have to. But I've said this before. I've seen our last 4 January transfer windows. We've only done something once, and that was Jorginho, Trossard, and Kivior. The others we
Yeah.
ain't done anything. We've just left it. Haven't done anything. We've sold players in the others. Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
mad. So
Nah, facts. All right, big up,
Alright,
man.
bro.
You got any content on your channel today, bro? What's going
4
on?
o'clock, man.
12, man?
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, I've got an Arsenal show, so come join me. Going to talk about Gabriel Jesus, and we're going to talk about Palace. Going to talk about transfer window and some of the links. Myself, got Rory. Rory talks Arsenal, or Rory talks football. Who else have I got on? I've got Hooks on with me as well, and I've got Albert on with me as well. So we're going to talk of all things football, Arsenal, and yeah, that's me at 4 p.m, mate. So come join Football's 12th Man, and big up for having me on, man.
All right, sweet. Guys, we'll raid Simon's Aviation. The guy goes to the city at the Manchester airport and gets all the clips of the players landing, man. So we're gonna raid him. Spam LB raid in the chat. They probably don't know what a raid is, man. I don't know if they raid on aviation channels, innit? But we'll raid them. LB raid. See if any City footballers are landing. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Got an academy video coming up for you soon. Got some BBC gossip Colin coming up for you soon. And I'll probably have a stream later on tonight. Smash the like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.